One of the most influential YouTubers for me personally as I was growing on this channel over the last 6 years was the YouTuber McJuggernuggets. Just as a little bit of a reference as to how he was one of the most influential creators for me, I parodied his content twice in 2 very abysmal videos. I used his Psycho series as a thumbnail for a Q&A video before, and at a time when he was losing a lot of subscribers, or at least a lot of viewership, I posted a video about why I thought that he was genuinely underrated. However, over the last couple years, I started to kind of fall out of love with the McJuggernuggets channel, and it really hasn't been my favorite channel on YouTube, and I really just haven't enjoyed watching Jesse's videos anymore. For a multitude of reasons, his content just started to not feel as special to me anymore, and it started to feel like it was lacking the charm and the excitement that it had in the glory years of his channel. But before I get into exactly why I don't really love his channel anymore, I do kind of want to talk about those glory years for anyone who might not know what exactly I'm talking about. December 22nd, 2012 marked a very important day for the McJuggernuggets channel. That was the very first day that he posted an episode of the Psycho series. I believe it was Psycho Dad Destroys Xbox. I believe that's what video it was. I don't remember if it was the exact title or not. But without getting into too much detail, the basic premise of the series was basically Jesse wanted to be a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. His dad didn't approve, so he broke his stuff. Which in theory sounds pretty silly, but a lot of kids genuinely enjoyed his videos, and they genuinely thought that all these videos were real. The kids that became hooked on these videos were basically fooled into believing that they were real and thought that this was Jesse's real life. However, it just never was. It was Jesse and his family putting on an act for about 3 or 4 years. However, that wasn't the only compelling thing about the Psycho series. Basically, it was like if you took the channel Waffle Pone and the Angry Grandpa Show, added a compelling story, and that was the McJuggernuggets channel for a few years. The series was very well done and ultimately ended in Jesse fleeing the country and killing his father, which sounds very bizarre, something that you should not put on YouTube, but it was fake, so it didn't really matter that much. You had to see it. You had to see it. It sounds crazy, but if you search Psycho Kid Kills Father, it will come up. The Psycho series was easily the highest point of the McJuggernuggets channel. However, after the release of Psycho Kid Flees Country, Jesse's channel began a very slow demise. The video Psycho Kid Flees Country was posted on June 6, 2016, which was about 4 years ago. Just as a reference, here's what Shane Dawson's videos looked like about 4 years ago, and here's what they look like now. Now with Logan Paul, Linus Tech Tips, and Cody Ko. These are just a few creators where over time we see an obvious evolution in the content that the creator is making. Now let's take a look at Jesse's content in 2016 and his content now. Compared to the other creators I mentioned, we don't really see an obvious evolution in the content that he makes. It's pretty much like the same vlog style, same like camera quality, which I know camera quality isn't everything, but like we don't see any major change except for maybe a couple different locations. Obviously though, visual quality isn't everything that matters. I mean, it's always nice to see an increase in visual camera quality, but like obviously it's not the most important. Let's just look at creators like PewDiePie and Jax Films. Both of them, they haven't really had a huge increase in visual quality of their content, but over time when you watch their content, you see that they have evolved to what new audiences are looking for. Jesse's channel over the past 6 years has pretty much just been scripted content in vlog format with pretty much every wacky situation that could just never happen playing out in Jesse's life. I just want to make something perfectly clear though before I move on. I do not have a problem with scripted content or fake YouTube videos. I think as long as the content isn't harmful, like say a prank video, and is more just like having an entertainment value, like a show that you would see on Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, any of those platforms, I think it's okay, and it certainly has its place on YouTube. The problem that I have with Jesse's videos is that we just never really see any kind of improvement over his videos. Each video that he makes does blur the line between fake and real, which I guess is kind of the point with his channel. But the thing is, when he wants to have a real, genuine conversation with an audience, it's kind of hard to feel a connection to him because we don't know whether it's him in a story or whether it's him just being him. Because like there have been points where he said, guys, the series is over, and it's like in the middle of a new series. So like it's just kind of hard to like make sure he's being genuine, if that makes sense. Jesse continued to be posting these storyline vlogs on his channel, and last year he had one where his realtor was kidnapped by the mafia. I am not even kidding. I will admit that there were a few different series on Jesse's channel that I did enjoy, which I did mention in my McJuggernuggets video a couple years ago. However, looking back at it, there were very few things that would differentiate between each series. And I don't know, I feel like if you're doing a different series, there should be at least something to differentiate it. Each video had like the same handheld style, shot in vlog format. It was uncolor graded Canon footage. And I don't know, it just never brought anything new to the table. I think going 6 years without showing any change in your content is just kind of proof that you haven't really evolved much, which I think is certainly a problem on YouTube. Just to clarify, when I say Jesse needs to be changing his style, I don't necessarily mean scrap everything that he has become good at and just start from scratch. I mean basically just take what you think was good in like one series, try and add some new elements, like maybe do more cinematography, maybe do some new story elements, maybe other like anything that you can think of to make it feel and look different. I think you should try that as well as trying to come up with a new story, if that makes any sense. I think there's definitely ways to like keep changing and like trying to bring new ideas to keep the audience invested while still keeping some of the older qualities that people will enjoy. A few years back, I praised Jesse's series My Virtual Escape because it was the first time that I feel like since the Psycho series that Jesse has introduced something new to his channel. Yeah, sure, there were some flaws, like maybe the cinematography wasn't great, maybe some of the story elements were kind of weird or dumb, but I think overall it was a good direction for the channel to take, as it was about to be bringing in something new and exciting for the viewers. This is where I thought Jesse was about to take a step forward with his content, but after the series ended, instead of taking a step forward, it felt like he was taking a couple steps back. After the series ended, he went back to doing the vlog style that he did during the Psycho series, with incredibly unrealistic situations while still kind of trying to play it off as real. Like, he obviously knows that like his fans know that it's fake since he's like admitted to it, but I still feel kind of weird that he was doing vlog style while still trying to tell stories. Like, I feel like that's such an outdated concept. He tries to have his dad continue to play the psychopathic father that we saw during the Psycho series, and he continues to have his brother play an asshole, which isn't working much for me because we all know that it's fake at this point. It's not like during the Psycho series where like a lot of people just had like a good idea that it was fake, and then like a lot of the people still thought it was real. It was like, hey, we know this is fake. Like, during the Psycho series, we would be like, yeah, it's fake. But like, I feel like, at least for most of us, there was always the thought in the back of our minds where it's like, hey, what if this stuff is real? Or, wow, if this stuff is real, I'm just being an asshole right now. But like, with Jesse's content now, it's just, we know it's fake, and it's not even really telling a grounded or an engaging story that makes it easy to like care about. What made the Psycho series so much fun to watch is that it had enough chaos to draw a viewer in, but with the story that it was telling, it had enough of that groundedness to keep audiences invested. And yeah, sure, he shot his father, which like I don't think he would have done in real life, but it was a grounded story, and it was sort of grounded in reality. I know that there were the points where like it got like outlandish, but it wasn't too outlandish. Before I move on to this point a little bit more, I kind of want to just clarify, I don't mean scripted content, I mean fake videos that are being played off as real. That's more what I mean when I say continuing to make fake videos. I feel like this is something that a YouTuber can only really pull off once without the audience getting too angry or just being unsatisfied with the content that the creator is making. But honestly, this is just all that Jesse's content has been over the past 7 years. While there have definitely been high points following the Psycho series, I think a lot of people really just wanted to see more of Jesse's real life following the Psycho series, and not a ton of fake storytelling stuff. I personally think that Jesse should start using a second channel, Jesse Tyler Ridgway, as more of a channel where he can just be real with his audience and, I don't know, share more of his personal life. I know that he's doing like, what is it that he's doing? He's doing like financial stuff for like YouTube and stuff to like try and like motivate people and like inform people about like exactly how it works. But also, I think he should be using that channel more for his real life so that people are invested in the content that he makes. And then the McJuggernuggets channel can be used for scripted shows like My Virtual Escape and Rule 19, which are two very popular series that he has posted on his channel. I think this would just be a much better way to showcase his creativity than, you know, portraying his girlfriend as a gold digger, portraying his father as a psychopath, portraying his brother as an asshole, and, you know, he even portrays himself as an asshole sometimes. I don't know. I don't get it. However, even after everything I have said so far, that wasn't really exactly all of why I lost interest in his channel. There is one really big thing that he has done that has really made me lose interest. For those of you guys that don't know what Storyfire is, basically it's just a video sharing platform made by Jesse. However, I feel like the way that's designed and the way that's marketed is very weird and very confusing. On Jesse's channel, he basically markets Storyfire as a platform that will take down YouTube. The only problem I have with him saying this is that I don't think he genuinely believes that it will be a platform to take down Storyfire, and that it's more of just like a, hey guys, join Storyfire, it will take down YouTube, as like, I don't know, kind of a way to get people excited about the new platform and like bring people on it. But he doesn't genuinely think it will take down YouTube. I don't think he probably doesn't. However, his audience that watches his videos are all pretty young, pretty impressionable, and I think when they see a platform that will take down YouTube, I think they will think he genuinely means it, if that makes any sense, because they don't really understand that, like, hey, this is just a way to get you guys excited about the new platform and all that. They might think like, yeah, Storyfire is going to take down YouTube, you know, the platform owned by the conglomerate that is Google. I think Jesse's biggest misstep though was on October 18th, 2019, when he officially announced on YouTube that he was going to be leaving the platform in favor of his own Storyfire. In the video, he was pretty much just talking about like all the troubles that like YouTube gives to creators who make edgier content, and honestly, if you watch the video, it is a very well done video. He does talk about a lot of good points. He brings up exactly how YouTube kind of treats these channels, how they kind of like suppress their ads and stuff, which like, yeah, like it is pretty bad what YouTube does to like these types of creators. But to move to a platform that you're just starting and going like all in on it, like I understand like that just shows that you're dedicated to it, but that is so risky. Looking at video sharing platforms that have popped up and then gone away like VidMe and Vessel, we have kind of learned that these platforms aren't really that big, and they probably are not smart to have your sole source of income coming from them, because they've usually grown a lot and then just disappeared. Obviously, Jesse is the owner of Storyfire, so he's probably making more money than an average creator would on the platform, but it's still not a very smart way to go. It doesn't really help much that Jesse's videos on Storyfire are pretty underwhelming, even compared to the stuff that has come out after the Psycho series. I feel like he makes a big deal that on Storyfire you can swear and have edgy content, as if that's the only way to tell an interesting and compelling story. Some of the videos he has posted on Storyfire include hiring a transgender, which is basically just Jesse being scared of the Daddy Chill guy.
Daddy Chill.
What the hell is even that?
And being unwilling to hire him just because he's a transgender. Like, I don't know if Daddy Chill's a transgender character or if he's an actual transgender. But either way, that doesn't really paint you in a very positive light, Jesse. Like, I don't think Jesse's transphobic. That's not what I'm getting at here. I just think this video sends the wrong message. Another video is Swift dies from the coronavirus outbreak, which I can honestly guarantee you he pretty much probably just made because people on YouTube were getting demonetized for even mentioning the coronavirus a few months ago. And he might have just been like, yeah, see, I can talk about coronavirus on Storyfire and no one can do a damn thing about it. And also, how to use the bathroom while showering, which is just disgusting. One of my friends that are close to Jesse actually told me that Jesse has started to care more about the business side of Storyfire and has unfortunately started falling out of love with actually making videos, which, like, you know, is okay. It's just how he feels. I respect it. However, the one thing that does kind of disappoint me about that is that he left YouTube and went to Storyfire because he wanted to produce more content that he wanted to produce without being limited in what he was able to do. And I feel like the content that he's been producing on Storyfire has been so underwhelming, and I just feel like Jesse's capable of doing much better things. I also think that some of the decisions that he made business-wise with Storyfire don't really make much sense. Like, he limits who can and cannot upload. And then also he said that he wants Storyfire to help become a platform where new creators can grow, but then instantly gave access or video publishing access to creators like Lance Stewart, Kid Behind the Camera, and Grimm's Toy Show, who already have substantial followings on YouTube. So I don't know, that kind of just makes me feel weird. I don't know, I really just don't understand Storyfire that much. I don't really understand the point of it. I think when he says that it's easier to grow, like, yeah, sure, there's a lot less people on Storyfire, so a lot more, it's a lot more likely that one of your videos will be, like, recommended to someone, I guess. But also there's a lot less people on Storyfire, which means that there's a lot less eyes that can go to your content. Like, yeah, sure, there's a lot of people on YouTube, there's a lot of channels. It's hard to get eyes on your content, but deleting the eyes won't necessarily help that much. It will just get fewer eyes on a smaller platform, I guess. Also, one more thing with him making the jump to Storyfire, in a way it was kind of him abandoning the fans that helped him grow on YouTube, who were just unwilling to download a new app to watch his videos. I mean, he started posting again very recently. I mean, like, if you count the videos that Psycho Dad posted, it was probably Jesse, but Psycho Dad posted, he didn't really leave at all, so I guess he never left. But I don't know, I feel like I don't know, I feel like jumping to Storyfire just wasn't the best move for him. I mean, like, jumping solely to Storyfire, I feel like that wasn't the best move for him. He's probably doing very well with, like, the business side. He's probably enjoying that. But I don't know, content creation wise, I think he should have stuck to YouTube, for now at least. Now, after everything I just said in this video, I do want to make something perfectly clear. I do not hate Jesse. I don't even dislike him. I actually really like Jesse. I enjoy talking to him. I think he's a great person. I think he's done a lot to help a lot of small creators like myself, my friend ZXTV, Killer About Films, Lucas the Cool Guy, Mike Owen TV. There's a lot of small YouTubers that Jesse has helped grow on this platform. I don't think Jesse's, like, a bad guy because, like, I don't enjoy his content anymore. Like, I think he genuinely wants to see all these small channels succeed, and he really did show that, like, during the time of the Psycho series when he did the Triple M series, which was like a weekly contest that he did on his channel, where, like, there were 3 winners and then those winners would be, like, featured on the channel or whatever. Like, I think he genuinely cares about the creators, which I do genuinely appreciate about him. This video wasn't really meant to be an exposed video on Jesse, and honestly, I hope you guys all understand that after watching this. When I told a few of my friends that I was going to be making this video, I think a lot of them instantly got the impression that this was going to be like my video that I did on Dino YT a couple years ago, except about Jesse, which, like, just wasn't what it was going to be at all. The truth is, I just don't hate Jesse. I can't hate Jesse. He has never really given me a good reason to do so. And just because I don't really care for his content anymore, doesn't mean I think he's a bad person. Also, if Jesse happens to be watching this video, I just kind of want to make it clear to you. I hope you weren't upset by this. I hope you understood that this is just my sole opinion about your content. This doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing or that I think, or that my opinion is like the most valid. You're the one doing Storyfire. You know what you want it to be. This is just kind of my criticism, and I hope you're not too mad about this. I still respect Jesse as a person, and I really genuinely do appreciate everything that he has done as a creator to help me and a bunch of other people during his tenure on YouTube.